Today we are playing Naraka Bladepoint, who sponsored this video and paid me to check it out. I did play this game a little bit, maybe a year or two ago, but it is pretty different now. If you didn't know, Naraka Bladepoint is a free-to-play game that's been around for a little while now, releasing back all the way in 2021. It is a multiplayer action-adventure game, which you could probably say is primarily focused around melee combat, but they do have ranged weapons as well. They've got some new updates. I mean, the game is always updating, but some of those updates brought over the new Rift Traversal mode, which is like an extraction game mode where you go into a map, loot, and then get out, but there's quite a bit more going on with it. A more recent update brought over the new map called River Runs Red, which I've spent most of my time playing on, and they've got like a bunch of hidden things and different features in here. The cool part about this entire Rift Traversal mode is that it is PvPvE, but it's unique in that it starts out just PvE. Then you can kind of flip the world upside down to enter PvP if you want to. Oh yeah, I always forget you can sprint through these breakable objects to destroy them. I actually did not realize that until I accidentally happened to do it in one of my first matches at the start. Like in the first starting area that it randomly places you in, which this shouldn't even be a higher tier loot zone, and it dropped a freaking extreme tier collectible, which is above the gold legendaries. And not just that, but it is worth like 6.5 million coins, which is what you use to purchase your weapons and gear and all of that with. And I have not found anything that comes close to this since then. What I really wish I would have tried doing with it is gambling it, because that gives it a chance to either double or triple. If we come over to this yellow die that you see glowing on my map, we can go gamble. The dice had that big glowing circle around it as a timer, showing that it's about to become available. Gambling is only available in specific time windows, so you've got to be quick and get up there before it ends. But once you're here, you can talk to Seller Sincere, and you might be kind of confused on how to actually do the gambling, like I was. I actually did try to gamble the glass peacock, I just couldn't figure it out in time. There are 3 categories. You have big, small, and triple. You insert whatever loot you're trying to gamble into those slots, then when the gambling time window is closed, 3 dice will roll, and you'll find out if you won. If you bet big, you want the dice to add up to anything above 10. Anything below that means small, so if you bet big and the 3 dice add up to 12, you win. If they added up to 4, you would lose, because small wins in that case. Both of those are close to a 50-50 odds. There's a 50% chance you'll lose, 50% chance you'll win. But triple, you need all 3 dice to hit the exact same number, and those are pretty dang low odds, but will reward you with more, because whatever you're gambling has a chance to duplicate. If you bet big or small and win that bet, it duplicates that item, now you have 2. So if you put 3 different items in there, now you have 6. But if you bet triple, you get 3 of that same item back. Triple is like a lot more risky, but you would get more rewards if you did win. And if you loot around first, which the game gives you plenty of time to do before the gambling window opens, you should have no problem coming here with a bunch of legendary loot. You can get a lot of really good loot, like legendary items, in this building that we're gambling at. But there are places you can go to get loot all over the map. Pretty much any named location has higher tier loot, and even more so if something is hidden or takes a puzzle to complete. Like up here at the furthest northwestern section of the map, this village and pond area here. If you come here, you'll find a sundial. These sundials are what is needed to enter PvP, and we'll need to hit that to complete the puzzle. But before doing that, we want to take a look at these statues and see which way that they're facing. The 2 on the left are kind of facing each other in opposing directions, and the one to our right is just facing off like north. Now we can just hit the sundial to enter the inner world, where now you also have to be kind of wary of other PvP players, but now we just smack the statues until they're facing the direction they were facing in the outer world, the area that did not have PvP. And also, make sure you know where these statues were facing, because you cannot go back to the outer world after entering the inner world. Now we can smack the second statue. There's a player coming towards us. Probably a bot because we're on the easiest difficulty though. Oh, and there's our chest actually. I think the 3rd statue is already facing the correct way. I'm just spamming parry. Yeah, this guy's probably a bot though, not an actual player. This is like a beginner difficulty that I'm just showing this stuff in. Or really just the difficulty that doesn't really require a high gear level, which is called preparation level in here. Which is also why we probably won't get much from this chest. I got a purple. These freaking guys, they're all... Oh crap, he's transforming. Finish him. Oh crap, man, just leave me alone. What the f... I'm just getting out of here. Oh no. Let me leave, please. Okay, I got rid of all those guys. We can just extract from here and then start a new match to show the rest of the cool stuff they have on this map. On our way to the mountain up here, where we'll need to come for some of these puzzles and things, there's also one right outside of the temple on the top of the mountain. All you have to do is find one or more legendary incense. Sean, do you have an incense? A legendary incense?
No.
Oh, I got a legendary in there. I got 2 legendary incense sticks.
Oh, wow. Come down here.
And I got... Where are you? Down
Just
at the bottom?
Yeah. I haven't done this yet.
Alright, so move. This is mine. I have the incense stick.
Go ahead and drop me an incense, too.
I have 2 of them, so I'm gonna do it twice for the roars.
You piece of...
Yeah, so that's mine.
Drop your incense now. You fucking
Do this one.
piece of shit. You piece of...
Yeah, that's mine too.
What?
Yeah, they're both mine.
About halfway up the mountain, we can decipher a little poneglyph tablet thing called the Stele of Elders. What we need to do is find 5 different texts to decipher. They all are pretty close by and have set spawns, but we'll jump around between a few of those spawns. Finding and deciphering each one will give you a legendary item. If we head directly to the right of the stone tablet there's a chance for one to spawn here. There's also one still over here off to the right where we started, but a bit further up the mountain where it can spawn on this little rock here. We've also got one right here next to where we started, just slightly down the steps. And then heading to the left a little bit down and around the mountain, there's a chance for one to spawn down here where you'll find some enemies, and you'll see it there glowing on the wall between the 2 buildings. Head just outside of there out the entrance to this little village area, and you can find one over here on the wall. And then a few other locations super close by, but a bit further down just outside of the village as well, outside of the other exit. And you can find some writing to decipher on the actual wall or rock face to the mountain. Just across from it is another location here. It has a chance to spawn on the side of this boulder. And then on the actual mountain, just a few feet away from where we grabbed the other one. Once you've deciphered and collected 5 of the glowing writings, head back to the marked location, the Stele of Elders, and you can interact with it to get another legendary drop there. If your teammates helped you out deciphering codes, they can also come here to get a legendary drop. It's my Bracelet of Destiny.
You can activate it.
You can?
Which is it?
There's also an entire underground section underneath this mountain, the main mountain on this map. There are a few different entrances that you can use to get here. All of them are pretty hidden, and you'll miss them if you're not really looking out for them. There's one here on the eastern border of the mountain, kind of way down at the base of the mountain, this stone passageway going into the mountain. And if you just progress your way through there, either defeat the enemies or just run past them, they're pretty easy to run past a lot of the time. You'll come to this giant chamber with this golden glowing statue and a bunch of Chinese symbols laying there on the ground. If you look to the left of the golden statue, you'll see a glowing note with a Chinese symbol on it. All we need to do is find that symbol on the platform and stand on it. If you stand on the correct one, it'll give you a notification about the mechanism activating. I was confused at first on where this was opening and what it was actually even doing, but it opens up the floor down below outside of the puzzle platform. So if you jump off of the edge here, preferably behind the giant statue, you'll find another golden note there, this time with 2 Chinese symbols listed. And don't forget to loot all of the chests and containers there, because they have really good loot. But now we can head back up to the platform and stand on the 2 symbols it showed us on that note in that order. I recommend taking a picture of them on your phone or taking a screenshot, but stand on those 2 symbols and then another mechanism will activate, lowering the floor of this dungeon even deeper to reveal another level. This is where we start getting even more loot, but there is yet another final note that you'll come to down here, this time showing, guess what, 3 symbols this time. Again, zip on back up top or climb up there to the puzzle platform, and you can step on those 3 Chinese symbols in that order to uncover a final hidden floor that has a ton of really good loot down there, including that chest that you can parry and counter strike to open really fast. There's also 2 purple chests down here and a ton of other loot. It is filled to the brim with stuff. Don't sleep on those smaller chests and lootable containers that are down here too. They have a lot of really good loot. This is a super high tier loot area. Might be the best loot area in the game, at least from what I've found. But that is pretty much it. I highly recommend for you to give Naraka Bladepoint a try. The combat is a lot of fun. There's a ton of weapons and characters to choose from with different abilities, and the new extraction mode map is a lot of fun to explore. For a lot of the time that I played it solo, but definitely had the most fun playing with friends. So yeah, click on my link down below to play it for yourself. Thank you to Naraka Bladepoint and 24 Entertainment for sponsoring the video. See ya.